Morning folks, so I'm up here on my own right now. Simon should be joining me in the next sort of 10-15 minutes of snow. There's a bit of a slip. So I don't know if you can see behind me a little patch of white. The snow hasn't really come in through the woods, but it did snow at home this morning. We were forecast rain for the day, which obviously I prepared for. But yeah, we weren't really expecting snow, but I think it's just been a little bit colder overnight than we thought it was going to be. Anyway, on to the day's task. What we need to get done today is the section that we have been calling, or had the working title of, the camel humps. So that is this section over here. So essentially, it's about if you shoot it right over, it's about 12-13 feet or so, but it is going to be rollable, as in large whoops, i.e. camel humps. Let's just get you from the side a bit, so that might give some sort of idea. So you are going to be able to roll through it or double right over. To be honest, it might be a little bit bigger than 13 foot. I'll have to have a measure later on. Anyway, for now, the first task was to get all the tools and bring them up here. I've found a dig hole so that we can start on this, and yeah, I might just crack on and wait for everybody else to arrive. We're now starting to get a bit of a transition put into here. We've got some dirt moved. It's looking sort of the shape that we want it to do. Obviously there's always that settling period and that bedding in period, but you've got to put some initial shape in there to at least see what you're working with. Next thing is to move into popping some on the far side of it and making the camel humps in, but so far so good. Right, so it's not been the world's greatest weather today, but we have managed to get a bit of a result. So got some of the dirt onto here so we can start to formulate a lip. There's some of the dirt onto the back side of it as well for the roll. This is all got to get some dirt on, and we've started to create a bit of a berm for the first berm. I don't know if it's going to help to be over this side. Well, sort of. You can sort of see where we've started to. There's a lot more dirt work needs to get done, but we have saved ourselves a bit of hassle with just bringing some bringing some logs into this side before the berm actually starts. Try and get you over here a bit. So we've kind of had to put an end to it today because we're no longer moving dirt, we're just moving mud. But yeah, we're going to put this and shape it in for the berm. This berm is going to end up having a little single kick out of it, which will pop you into a second berm with another kick out. And just to put some context in, what's after this? In and out?
I've forgotten.
I think it's in and out after this. But this will be like the first of the kind of bike parky section. But again, we'll keep it rollable, and I think for a sketch out today we've done all right. We just need to. We have got obviously a lot of work again to do tomorrow, but hey, not doing so bad. But it's wet and it's cold now, and we're tired. So let's come back in the morning. The weather doesn't seem to have got any better today. Can't actually see what we were doing yesterday, which is a bit of a pain, but what can you do? So today we're just going to kind of crack on and do as best we can. After a little bit of deliberation, now started to think that we should perhaps leave the shape that we've got. We've got a nice belly into a transition there, and it might need a couple of tyres over it to test ride it. Again, and I know I say this a lot, but it is true, it's all about being able to roll these features on this track, and I don't know which angle is going to be the best for you, but maybe the other side. But in here, maybe you can see into there that you can roll it through. Just get you into this side of it. That probably shows a little bit better. You're able just to roll through and down onto this pad and then through here, and what you'll actually get is into a shape up into a berm that then goes into a second berm on this side just behind Simon there. But if you do want to, excuse me, if you do want to send it, then you have all this landing pad that's pretty straight before you have to kink into the berm. Now again, it does have what I feel might be quite an aggressive transition on her for right now, but it's one of those that you can only really shape so much before you need to put the bike over it, and that is all part of the testing phase. At least I know that it's going to roll, but whether we actually send it across to get into here, let's have a look here, let's get you around a bit. So to get onto this pad here, you are looking at about 14 feet, and it is a kink and a hip across. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's a race line, and there's going to be puzzles to solve. And when you get through it all, this is like the start of the bike parky section that's full of features. Once you've cracked the code on them, once you've solved it, then this is going to be a really fast running section. As I say, we're just shy of a little bit of testing at the moment, but next thing to do is kind of move some of this dirt into a berm shape. Okay, so we've now got ourselves a bit of a berm feature, or number one of the berms afterwards. So coming in over this one, it's a large camel humps that's borderline a step down into this pad, circle you round, down through, swooper through down this one. There's a little single log kick out the end, and then we'll be coming back into an opposite side berm, and essentially it's pop out of here, up into one more, and then pop out the other side. But for now, all of this dirt work on the berm just needs to settle in for at least 48 hours, and then we can start and come back with the shovels and pack it in with the back of them. For now, I'll leave it there. I'll catch up with you shortly.